Welcome, welcome, welcome. Exciting announcement today. Where are we now? Just letting a few more people in the room. I'm not going to blow what this is all about, but I know a lot of people have been messaging me going, what is it? What is it? What is it? Is it a new product? Is it new this? Is this happened? Has that happened? And I'm like, I'm not saying a word. So Aaron, hand on my heart, I have not blown it with anyone, right? So guys, I'm going to hand you for the host for this particular call and this special announcement, which is Sergio Della Mora, our Vice President. Over to you, buddy.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We are glad to be back in the office full time. We've had a wonderful Blue Friday promotion. And as you know, we're now extending with a Cyber Monday promotion that goes through tomorrow. So a lot of good things going on here at NewMe. We'd like to take this time to have a very special call. And it's my privilege to introduce you to our CEO, Aaron Renard.
Well, Sergio, thank you very much. Michael, thank you for bringing everybody online as you do so well with our technology, and Sergio for making sure that we're keeping in front of our field. So that's an exciting time for us. Now, we talked about having a great big announcement. This is an extremely monumental opportunity for us to come together and make this announcement. The one thing that I will tell you is that Steve Scott is going to make another big announcement on the calls on Wednesday. So Wednesday, 11 o'clock a.m. Mountain Standard Time, our members night call. Plan on being there no matter what for that one. If you can't make that one, be on the 6 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time call, because we will be making the big announcement on that call as well. So that's a different one. One announcement deals with our product and with our technology and with the things that we're doing and the wonderful, wonderful attributes that we're going to talk about on that day. This one talks about our monumental growth around the world as we continue to see NewMe just continue to blossom and continue to get bigger and bigger and sustainable. Because once we have that foundation built, folks, that's really where we're building up from there. And so the opportunity is really right in front of us. And I want to go back about 4.5 years ago, maybe about 4.5 years ago. I walked into a meeting with Steve Scott and Ryan Scott. And I walked in and it was at a little hotel meeting. There were a bunch of people there, probably 30 or 40 people. It was literally before we had even announced that we were launching NewMe. I think it was right on the cusp of getting ready to launch it. And a person walked up and I had the chance to meet him. And as we talked and we chatted, I learned very quickly that we had been cut from the same cloth. We had a lot of interests that were similar. We had a lot of background and experiences that were similar. And so I really resonated well with this individual. And so, of course, as we started to get rolling on that July 7th launch, there was one person that was always steady Eddie. He was always in the game. He was always focused on making sure that we were getting the things done that needed to be done as a company, that we were field facing, that we were doing the right things to build this, again, this foundation that we needed to build. And so we kicked off the company at that time, and there was a person that was absolutely at the top of everything. His name is Alex Monterosa. And Alex, I want to congratulate you today, because the big announcement, folks, is that he hit Double Crown. And what does that really mean? It means that he has hit a level that is at the top. It's the pinnacle. It doesn't stop there by any stretch. But what it does is it tells us that he has actually built and structured this infrastructure around him to get us to a point where we're really at today as a big company that continues to grow, that continues to have opportunity. And a lot of that is due to the success that we've been able to create with Alex Monterosa. And I even have, it was funny, as I was talking about it today, we've got his certificate already printed out, so he's already ready. So we know that he's Double Crown. That's a good one. We also have something else that we knew was going to happen, so we've been holding on to this for a little while. But we have these beautiful, beautiful awards that we give out. And so I've got to put this one right on the top, because ultimately that's where we're going to see Alex with his next award being given to him, handed in person, is for Double Crown. And Alex, I am so proud to be working with you. I'm proud of your accomplishment. I'm proud of what you do every day to stay in the fight and in the game, make sure people are trained the right way, make sure that people are following systems. Nobody does the PowerPoint and the whiteboard discussion on compensation better than you do. It's just amazing to be a part of this call right now, because really what it signifies is not only our growth as a company, it signifies your growth as a leader. And you have been a phenomenal leader. You continue to lead by example. You continue to help your people and give them the guidance and the direction that they need. And that's what a true leader does, is that a true leader continues to develop other leaders. And that's our goal. That's our job every day. And that's exactly what you have taken personal. And you continue to do everything you can to help us hit those, again, those monumental benchmarks that we need to hit. And so as a result, again, Alex, I want to congratulate you. I want to congratulate your family, as they've been so supportive of you and making sure that you've got that support that you need and in the background running at all times. And of course, we see your wife and beautiful daughter at different events and different functions. So again, I just want to thank you for everything that you do and for being that example to us. And for that, I also want to bring on a special friend that I was able to meet you through, which is Steve Scott. So I'd like to bring Steve Scott on now and have him say just a few words as well. So, Steve?
Well, this is exciting for me because I didn't want to create a new network marketing company clear back in 2018, and when we developed our hydrostat technology. And Alex, even back then, was pleading with Ryan and I to bring this technology to the world through network marketing. We resisted for quite a while. In 2020, of course, COVID hit, and COVID kind of interrupted our game plan for marketing our technology worldwide. And there was Alex, and there was Michael Firth, and they said, please, please. They were already involved in other network marketing companies. And please consider this. And they gave me the points. The product is so experiential, is so demonstrable, is so revolutionary. This is perfect because people will be able to tell the world, actually their own people, what it's done for them. You could never put all this on TV, which was where we were marketing. And so finally in 2021, Ryan and I huddled with Alex, with Michael Firth, and we agreed that we would go ahead and go in this direction. And wouldn't you know it, that right after we agreed to do it, God, in a very supernatural way, brought us Aaron Rennert to head up the company as CEO. I will tell you, without Alex, none of us would be here. Without the people that Alex really agreed to mentor, Michael Firth, of course, being right there with him, nobody would be here. And I can remember all of us were kind of rejected from the company that I had founded. I mean, the management team ultimately knocked me out, and then Alex and Michael weren't too thrilled at that. And at that time, I knew I was headed toward this breakthrough of hydrostat. But once we had it, it was really good for TV until COVID hit. And then once again, that was used. You know, God always uses things that we don't expect him to use. And he used our main channel of distribution drying up as a way to open my ears to looking at network marketing. But we all agreed that if we do it this time, we've got to do it perfect. We've got to do it so anybody in the organization, not just a few, could succeed in bringing others to the corporation. And so when we say this was a field-driven company, it was really a field-created company. It was created for the field. And as far as our compensation plan, we wanted to pay out a higher percentage of our revenue than anybody else in the industry, but we wanted it to go to all ranks. And Alex was primary, Michael Firth was involved, Ryan, and they created a plan that anybody could succeed in. Now, we didn't know that we were going to have Crown and Double Crown and all that. Well, that was so far away. We thought Crown was going to be the top. And then all of a sudden, we see people going at a level above Crown that it deserves recognition. It deserves, because you don't get there by selling product yourself. You get there by sharing with other people how they can come into the organization, how they can build, how they can achieve levels of success that they're not used to. And that was critical. Alex was critical in every phase of this. So today, he is the first to reach a new rank that we created for the people that outperform Crown Diamond. I mean, who would have ever thought anybody would do that? And we have people pressing in on that rank now, but Alex is the absolute first to reach it. And so congratulations, Alex. It's amazing. It speaks to you, but it speaks to the people you've mentored and trained as well, because without them, nobody can succeed. Is Alex on this call? Do we know? Ryan, do you know? Or Michael?
Yeah, he's here. He's here, Steve.
Oh,
He's
good.
here, he's here and unprepared because no one told him.
Oh, good. Well, that's the best way. That's how, so before he comes on, let me go ahead and throw it over to Ryan. Ryan, why don't you, and then Chris, if you'd like to add your words, would you like to? Maybe
Yeah.
Chris should go first because he'll be quicker. I know he's with his kids right now getting ready for something.
Hey, yeah. First of all, congratulations, Alex. What an incredible moment. And not only for you, but for Numi. And really, I think this is a message to all. We want to get back to celebrating. It's such a huge part of the culture we're trying to create in Numi. And I know that throughout last week, many of us were tracking the different metrics in the company and really seeing how close you were coming, and then it hit over, and we had some good friends of yours put some this together so that we could celebrate you, and I hope that speaks to your leadership. I know it does. You and I have felt like we hit it off from the beginning, and your quiet leadership is really powerful, and so. Congratulations. This is a huge accomplishment, not only for you, for Numi. It's always about the kind of the cliche of the 4-minute mile, right? We just need to know it's possible. And you have built that belief in everyone here. Everyone will know now it's possible. So thank you. And everyone on this call, thank you for joining us. It's incredible to celebrate each other. It's an honor to be part of Numi. Ryan, over to you.
Thank you. Alex and I are connected in a lot of ways. He was the one who, when I was filing out my paperwork to be a missionary, and my dad was all worried, wondering where I was going to go. Alex was the one who told him. He said, "Your son's going to go Spanish speaking. He's going to teach the people of Latin America." My dad said, "You don't know that. He could go to Russia. He could go to Philippines. He could go to Idaho. He could go anywhere in the world." And Alex said, "No, he's going to go to Latin America. He's going to learn Spanish, and he's going to carry your heart to the Spanish speaking people." And that later that day, or that later the next day, I opened my call and got called to Guadalajara, Mexico, where I learned to speak Spanish. And Alex's vision and for me came true, and I am now able to travel all over Latin America and take Steve's love with me. And it's just been a blessing getting to know Alex. He's very humble, and it's very fun because he and I are in a similar stage of life. Both of our daughters, our oldest daughters, are 1 month apart, and so he and I are going through very similar phases. Except he's the same age as my father-in-law, so maybe he's a little bit more prepared than I am, and so Alex is kind of like a grandpa raising. No, I'm just teasing Alex. But Alex and I are in a very similar stage, and I just he's a leader to everyone, but he's a friend to everyone as well, and he's one of my dear friends, and I'm so grateful for the time that I've had with him, and excited to see who the next Double Crown is. I know Alex. I know he's thinking, who's going to be the next Double Crown? Who's going to be the next crown in my organization? Who's going to be the next Triple Diamond? He doesn't care about himself. He's excited to build up his team because that's what makes him most excited. So with that, I'll pass it back to Mr. Michael Firth.
Beautiful. Thank you, guys. And it is a pleasure. Just to say one final thing, I can't add much to what people have said, except to say from a personal perspective, I would not be here if it was not for Alex, not in this company, in the previous company. Because when everything went to turmoil, I looked around the business when my upline had left for a mentor. And I met a guy on a beach who had a similar background in the mortgage industry, and we clicked instantly. And the rest is history. That's when I got to know Steve better. That's when got to know Alex better. But you took the words out of my mouth, Chris. I wanted to say this from a field perspective. Alex, you just broke the 4-minute mile. And I'll tell you this, authentically, I lied in bed last night. I said to Liz, you know what? He's done it. And it's like a rocket up my butt saying, come on, more of us can do this now. And I hope that everyone who watches this understands Alex is a quiet leader, meaning that you won't see him as prolific online sometimes, but behind the scenes, he's doing so much for all teams in all languages, even my own Spanish team that I even speak the language. He's always in there all the time. And it's not in his best interest because that's his primary leg, but he is a servant leader. He will look after people no matter what part of the business they're in. And I just want to say thank you, Alex, because none of us would be here if it wasn't for you. Now, we hadn't actually planned to have you speak, buddy, but Steve mentioned it. So I think we close out the call by giving you an opportunity to say good day.
Hey everyone, this is a surprise. I'm always the one that thinks that I can't be surprised. And here it is. I was joining to see what the next promotion was gonna be. And it's all and I want you guys to think about this. I wasn't the first crown, Michael was. I wasn't the second crown. And even though I had a role in creating the compensation plan, and then Aaron came and tweaked it at the end, and it just worked out to be what we now know is an incredible compensation plan because it's withstanding the test of time, and it's allowing us to prove that we can each get whatever we came into this for. And it may not be crown for you, and that's okay. It may not be double crown. It may not be even presidential crown, which is where I'm headed. But I only say that not because I'm boasting about it. It's just because I've developed the heart for NewMe. And I know that the more we grow, the more outreach we're having. And that's all it is. The growth is only by virtue of us sharing the incredible opportunity that's been put together. And I can literally say that with full conscience of what we have. I may not have been able to say this a year ago because I know that we were still getting the machine to work the way that it's now working. And Aaron told me, Alex, go full speed ahead. I had a conversation with him. I've been having a few conversations with him lately. He says, don't fear no more. We've got everything where it needs to be. And guess what? We do. I didn't get not one call from any distributor around the world telling me, there was a mishap in the system. There was this going on. This didn't go right. This didn't happen, which was something that we were going through at one time. But now it's good to know that I've achieved something that each and every one of you can do. Each and every one of you. The only difference between you and I is that I've been around this industry longer and I understand what we have in our hands. And that was one of the promises whenever I come around Steve and Ryan, when we talk, this is what we dreamed about. We dreamt about giving a good name to this industry. We dreamt about giving the most incredible product you would ever reach out to any of your friends or any acquaintance that you may know or anybody you just contact out of the blue. And know that you're being guarded with the best of the best, and your reputation is being guarded with that too. And I'm really excited with the corporate team that's been gelling together for the past few years. Because honestly, I do feel like I'm getting started. I do feel like it's just now getting ready to happen. And it's not a coincidence that we're coming into our 5th year and we're going to have our event in a few months in Barcelona, Spain, celebrating our 5th anniversary. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen from here to there. I know for a fact there will be multiple crowns and double crowns and all that. And you each got to find your reason. She just walks in and says, Papa, because she's used to seeing me do meetings. She's used to seeing me talk here. And she's actually getting trained in Zoom. She comes to me and she says, Daddy, I want to do a meeting. So we'll turn on, she knows how to turn on the Zoom. And it's good for her, right? That she doesn't have to go through those fear factors that we each have to come through. and ask yourself, why am I in this? You're in this to share. The ranks are going to come by virtue of you sharing. Steve's going to have some incredible news that you're thinking, what else is next? You guys need to really be on Wednesday. I thought that's what's going to happen today. So don't be calling me and asking me. I'm not going to tell you what Steve's going to be going over, but I will tell you that it will be the flag, the green flag saying, okay, now the games begin. Because nobody has anything on us in any different front, in the financial, in the comp plan, in the culture that we're building, which, by the way, we're getting ready to do some incredible stuff with our culture too that you guys are going to be really excited about. And definitely nobody can touch us with the product we have. So I go to sleep every night real happy, real excited, and looking forward to the next day by virtue of everything that you guys have here. So it's a pleasure and an honor to be a part of this family. And I'm just really excited to be living the dream that we spoke about so many times, Steve. So thank you for not pushing me away too hard and accepting to go ahead and get this out there, because we're living the dream that we wanted, brother.
Hey, you had to wait how many years? 4 years for us to start
four
this.
years for all of this to be the way it is, but then a few years before that so that we can.
That's what I mean. I'm talking about the before.
Yeah.
And Michael did too. And you guys were patient. You helped us create what we have today. I just saw Sherry Warner got on board. Where would we be without our poster child? And but so many people we're blessing people all over the world, 74 countries. Now we're going to bless them more. What we announced Wednesday is going to put a flag in everybody's hand that no other company in the world possesses, that no other company in the world can wave. And every distributor for NUMMI is going to have that flag, and it is unbelievable. So can't wait till Wednesday. But Alex, congratulations, my brother. You are a true brother. And we've been through a lot together, the ups, the downs, as about as down as we can go. And now we're experiencing the joys of coming back and going to those highs. So thank you, Alex. Thank you, Michael, Sherry, Rhonda, Chris, everybody, Aaron, Ryan. This is a big deal. And the fact that you have broken through the barrier, like Michael said, great analogy, Michael. You have broken the 4-minute mile when everybody said it was physically impossible. That's what you've done with this. And you're just the first, because there's going to be a lot more. So with that, I'll throw it back to Aaron. You want to close it off?
I think Sergio is going to close it off. But again, Alex, congratulations. I am so impressed, so proud, and pleased to be your friend. More than anything.
Likewise.
Yeah, Alex, muchas felicidades. Congratulations. You know, you and I, we address each other by brother. There are only 2 members here that we address each other by brothers. You're one of them. And it's really a pleasure to work with you, with Michael, with Karen as the crowns of this company. And now you're a double crown. And I can't wait for what's going to continue to go. Michael, also thank you for being willing to come in and share, even though this is a corporate executive message. Thank you for being willing to share a few words with the field, especially as you had mentioned that he's a mentor to you. So it's very important that people see that humility and how we can all learn from our mentors in this wonderful industry. You heard the man, Aaron himself. You heard the man, Steve, and now you heard Alex. Make sure you connect to the calls this Wednesday, because you'll get to hear from the Scotts. You'll hear from Mr. Ryan Scott, and you'll hear those special, wonderful updates from Steve. You do not want to miss it. We will have translation in all languages through Wordly. We'll see you on NUMMI TV this Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and then again at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Take care, everybody. Congratulations, Alex.